A warm welcome to you all on this Monday, the 27th of September. As many of you know, these programs aim to introduce triangles to those people who are new to the work and to encourage them in the forming of their own triangles. They also aim to create a space for those people who are already engaged in triangles to participate in a visualization exercise to support and to strengthen the planetary network. Using the power of focused thought to uplift, transform, and illuminate human consciousness, each triangle formed becomes part of a larger network of light and goodwill. Three people come together and daily link in thought to circulate energy through the points of their triangle. And visualizing their triangle as part of a worldwide network, they pour beneficent, healing energies into the vast planetary triangular energy field surrounding the planet. The network is created and vitalized by the daily work of each individual member. The cumulative effect of the many thousands of members all over the world who come together in consciousness to serve humanity makes it a powerful, redemptive, and effective tool. Every focused triangle that is added to the network enhances the whole, lightens the mental atmosphere of the planet, and helps to relate the inner and outer worlds. Triangles work only takes a few minutes, and it can be done at any time during the day, and is completed by the sounding of the Great Invocation, which focuses and releases the spiritual energies, energizing and stimulating the planetary network of light and of goodwill. So if you are new to the work and resonate to the theme of planetary service through the power of thought, then please do consider forming a triangle. And if you do form a triangle, then please do register it with triangles.org. So let us now take a moment to visualize the planet as a sphere of lighted energy. Now visualize within that sphere a triangle. This is the triangle of the three primary planetary centers: Shambhala, the planetary head center; the spiritual hierarchy, the planetary heart; and humanity, the planetary throat center. Visualize the circulation of energies flowing in all directions around the triangle from point to point, merging and blending the 3 points, filling the triangle with light. Now superimposed upon that triangle, visualize a 5-pointed star. This is the star of the world teacher, linking east and west, past and future, radiating the energy of love wisdom. At each point of the star, the sphere of his activity stands an outpost of his consciousness, the five planetary centers. Visualize the energies radiating forth from the center and through the 5 points of the planetary star. London, Darjeeling, New York, Geneva, Tokyo. Visualize these outpouring energies, enlivening small groups gathering everywhere, aiding them to focus and direct the energies into the consciousness of all humanity, solving its problems, creating right human relations, restoring peace on earth. Radiance we are and power. We stand forever with our hands stretched out, linking the heavens and the earth, the inner world of meaning and the subtle world of glamour. We reach into the light and bring it down to meet the need. We reach into the silent place and bring from thence the gift of understanding. Thus with the light we work and turn the darkness into day. Ooh. We are now within the waning energies of the full moon of Virgo and the waxing energies of the new moon of Libra. Virgo is the sixth sign in the zodiac, and the six-pointed star is its ancient symbol, a symbol that portrays the process of involution and evolution, carried to the point of balance, expressed for us in the relationship of Virgo to Libra. It is interesting to consider that Venus, the orthodox ruler of Libra, when observed from Earth, follows an apparent path in the heavens that is a five-pointed star. We read that Venus orbits the Sun approximately 13 times for every 8 orbits of the Earth, shifting 144 degrees at each inferior conjunction. This creates a geometrical relationship in the sky where the tips of the 5 loops at the center of the figure have the same geometric relationship to one another as the 5 vertices or points of a pentagram. Astrologically, Virgo is regarded as occupying the place in the heavens where Libra is to be found, and perhaps relates to the idea that the 6-pointed star becomes eventually the 5-pointed star. For it is in the process of treading the path and of achieving the goal that man is released from physical plane expression and is resolved into the 5-pointed star. He then passes into the consciousness of the monad or pure spirit via the 4th plane of Buddhi. The Tibetan tells us that the Lord of the planet Venus embodies within himself the 5th or spiritual hierarchy. Venus is in his 5th round and has coordinated and developed the principle of mind, which now perfectly expresses the Buddhic aspect. He is therefore ahead of our heavenly man, although this is in terms of time only. And when the Earth is in the 5th round, he too will have attained a paralleling point in evolution. And the 5th principle, that of mind, will then no longer be the object of his intention as regards the human units. From our standpoint on Earth, Venus, with its 5-pointed path in the heavens, indicates the perfection that has been achieved by Venus and the goal that stands before us. The 5-pointed star is therefore a potent symbol, one that has been seen throughout history and in some of humanity's oldest belief systems. Its magical associations have been noted in ancient Sumerian script, on Greek and Babylonian artifacts, and is seen as a symbol or sign of health for the Pythagoreans. Christians once commonly used the pentagram to represent the 5 wounds of Jesus. It's also associated with Freemasonry and used today as a symbol of faith by many Wiccans. In a broader sense, the pentagram symbolizes features of humanity in general. This can be plainly seen in Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, whose extremities can be mapped to the 5-pointed star. In addition, the 5 points correspond to the 5 digits on each hand and foot, the 5 senses, the 5 elements, and the categorization of human life into 5 stages: birth, adolescence, coitus, parenthood, and death. The Tibetan tells us that the 5 points of the 5-pointed star are pyramids of ascension, and at the summit of each point lies a point of revelation. He goes on to say that these 5 points symbolize the going forth, the coming back, and the point of peace, surrounded by activity. In other words, the striving towards the summit brings the revelation that comes at initiation. And it is then the activity of manifesting that which has been revealed, that brings another summit into view. And this continues through the 5 initiations until we each become the 5-pointed star in manifestation. We read that each life that the personality leads is at the close represented by some geometrical figure. The squares or quaternaries relate to material appearance or form expression. The stars concern the states of consciousness, and the triangles are related to spirit and to synthesis. So the evolution of man is shown through the 6-pointed star becoming the 5-pointed star, or the cube becoming the triangle, and eventually the triangle becoming the one. The one at the end of the greater cycle becomes the point in the circle of manifestation. Stars, triangles, and squares are found in all horoscopes, human, planetary, systemic, and cosmic. They constitute the life pattern of the particular being under investigation. They determine the time of manifestation and the nature of the emanations and influences. The 5-pointed star is also the pattern through which spiritual energies are distributed on Earth. There are, we read, 5 exits for these energies, which are the points through which the energy of a planetary center is directed in the service of humanity at this particular time, under the inspiration of the divine purpose and directed towards the carrying out of the plan. It is the new group of world servers who work with this energy and carry out the creative process through the 5 outlets: New York, London, Geneva, Darjeeling, and Tokyo. These 5 are symbolic of the major divisions of our modern civilization, externalized to the 5 continents: Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and America. At each planetary center, a master and his ashram, functioning on Buddhic levels, is said to be working to hasten and materialize the plans of the Christ of the coming world cycle. The materialization of these centers will be a gradual process, and some centers will become apparent on the physical plane before the manifestation of others. We read that already the centers in London and New York are showing signs of life, and that disciples are active in both places and along all lines of human expression. The center in Geneva is also coming to life due to the greater calm and the firmer sense of security that has now come about in Europe. It is upon this understanding that the new group of world servers take their stand, walking clear-eyed through the current world difficulties, their attitude being based on an innate recognition of the existence of the Christ and of his presence with us at all times. It is, we read, in holding his 5-pointed star before us that we will pass unscathed and successful through the midst of all frustrating factors. So let us now go into meditation, holding his 5-pointed star before us. Link in thought as a soul, as a point of love and light. with all those people throughout the world who are working with this Triangles meditation group. In the center of the will of God, I stand. Naught shall deflect my will from his. I implement that will by love. I turn towards the field of service. I, the triangle divine, work out that will within the square and serve my fellow men. Using the creative imagination, link with two other points of light to create a triangle of light. Visualize the triangle in which you are working as an essential part of the radiant worldwide triangles network. Hold the consciousness immersed within the light of the group soul, the heart of love, which underlies and infuses the network. Now lift your consciousness to the world teacher, who stands as the heart of love at the center of the spiritual hierarchy, and also at the heart of each triangle. Visualize the energies of love, light, and goodwill circulating in and around the triangle's network. Visualize these energies unifying and eliminating all divisions within humanity, healing and transforming human consciousness, and establishing right human relationships. The souls of all are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love that underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all people love. Visualize the whole planet alight with triangles. See new triangles being formed everywhere. Sound the great invocation silently or aloud. As you repeat each stanza, visualize the network acting as a link between the world of spiritual realities and humanity, and as a channel through which light and love and divine purpose flow into human consciousness. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills. The purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you. So now we come to the comments section. So if anyone does have any comments, thoughts or impressions, then you may wish to raise your hand to speak, or you can type a comment in the chat box. I was interested to know how people visualize their triangles within the planetary network. I'm a member of 5 triangles. And when I'm visualizing these triangles, I create a pentagon in the mind. And as I'm the common factor in all the triangles, I see them emanating as 5 triangles from a central point, which I then fit into the worldwide network of triangles. And it occurred to me that if those triangles in the pentagon were opened out, they would create a 5-pointed star. Because of this symmetry, I have resisted taking on any more triangles. I also think it would be quite difficult to hold in the mind any more than 5 and worry that that could actually lessen their potency. So that's how I fit my triangles into the worldwide network. I was wondering if anyone else had a similar experience of geometricizing in this way, or how others fit their triangles together. Anyone has any thoughts on that? I think there is a hand up.
Hi, Christine. There is a comment on Facebook and a similar comment. I assume they're from the same person, but somebody was asking about triangles being in Spanish as it's a worldwide activity. The translation, I guess, something like that.
Okay, thank you. Well, to be honest, whoever's running the Triangles webinar from week to week produce their own transcript, and I don't think there's the resources or the time for people to translate it, unfortunately, into other languages. Yeah, I mean, that is the nature of the time pressures that we're all under. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We just don't have the people available to translate. Lisa asked, what's the significance of holding the 5-pointed star before us? Well, the 5-pointed star represents the perfection that we will all eventually achieve, probably not in this life, or even a fair few lives ahead of us, but eventually we will pass through the 5 initiations and be liberated from the material world. And the Christ, of course, he has been through these initiations. He's apparently represented as an 8-pointed star. But we're striving for the 5 points, the 5 initiations. And so in holding his 5-pointed star, the Christ's 5-pointed star before us, in a way, we're using the power, his power, to forge our way on the path. It's written in the teachings that at initiation, the 5-pointed star is seen. And of course, for the first 2, the first and second initiation, the 5-pointed star is the Christ, and he is the initiator. So the 5-pointed star obviously has much potency and much power. And those of us working within the new group of world servers, we can call on that power and that potency to help us with our work. Christian says it's chakra centers. Is there any more information on that? I assume you mean the planetary logoses centers. There's quite a bit of information scattered throughout the Tibetan's 26 books. It is scattered, and it would take, it actually says in the teachings that people, or disciples are needed to go through the teachings and pull out all the information on the centers and how they relate to areas in the world. And of course, as we all grow in our spiritual accomplishment, if you like, we are going to sense the centers. And that's part of our work, is trying to sense the energies that are passing through us and passing into the planet, to work with those energies and to discover those energies as they penetrate the planet. So that is part of our work, to find and discover where these centers are and how they are helping and bringing about the new age. Is there any specific reason why the cities associated with a five-pointed star are all in the Northern Hemisphere? And that's from Isa. I mean, the Tibetan does say that the Southern Hemisphere will have their day in the sun, if that's the right way of putting it, at a later stage. I don't know, it's difficult to say, but it would seem that, yeah, that they are in the Northern Hemisphere, and there is a reason for that, and it's not quite clear what that reason is. So Suzanne says, as to ways to visualize the triangles, can we think of them three-dimensionally as a powerful vortex? Absolutely, yes. And there are some amazing visuals on Facebook, on Duan Carpenter's Facebook page, and they are a member of the Morea Foundation. So yes, I mean, has anyone else got anything to say on how these can be visualized? And Bakita says, well, how do you visualize the whole network of triangles? And of course, that's no easy task, and we only have to do the best that we can. There are pictures. Sometimes there's a picture on the Triangles webinar where there are, the whole of the world is covered in a triangular network, and that might be helpful to help visualize the whole network. I mean, we all have to use our own creative imaginations, and that's very much part of the work. And how one person visualizes it may be very different to another, and that all adds to the beauty of the work. There is no right way of visualizing it. It's using your imagination to visualize it in the best way that you can. And of course, visualization is not easy to do. So the more we practice visualizing, the better we get at it. And so it's so important that we do practice this skill. And Ellie says she likes to visualize the group as a star tetrahedron with unlimited facets. Well, that's wonderful, and I'm sure that's quite difficult to visualize. So Matthew says, in an esoteric Hermetic school I studied in, the 5-pointed star is a symbol for the human being, or Adam. And more specifically, the 5-pointed star represents the human will, which is inspired from the universal will above and then transmitted into the world below. Oh, lovely. Thank you. And Steve Nation very helpfully has said that Triangles Materials is all available in Spanish. And the Triangles website is in Spanish along with 6 other languages. The translation of the webinar into the 7 languages is not currently possible. It's already quite challenging to maintain this in English. So you can view the Triangles website in Spanish. So that's good to read. Reza says the Southern Hemisphere will be activated later. That's what it says in the teachings. So thank you for that. And Steve also says that almost 90% of the world population live in the Northern Hemisphere. This may be part of the reasoning why the Bailey material speaks of the 5 centers in the current time period in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you for clarifying. I think there was a triangle being organized earlier on in the chat. So I hope that 3 people have got together. That would be wonderful. And if you could register that triangle, that would be great. Oh, I did see a hand go up, but I think it's disappeared. Is there anybody who wants to say anything? Okay, well, thank you for your contributions and your participation in the meditation, which was very potent. So perhaps we can now spend a moment in silence before we conclude this webinar. Thank you, and we look forward to getting together again at the same time next week. Thank you. Bye.